situation, but acceleration. Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, I'm going to be reviewing a Lexus RX 350h. Before getting into this video though, as always, if you're going to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into it. Under the hood, we have a naturally aspirated 2.5 liter 4-cylinder paired to a CVT and a hybrid system. Total system output is 246 horsepower and then 233 pound-feet of torque, with fuel economy being 36 miles per gallon combined between city and highway driving. Before we go to the front end, I do want to mention, if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. Starting with the hood, the design is actually pretty simplistic. It's just flat there in the center, and then you got some, kind of sharper lines on the sides. And then coming down below, I love the daytime running light there, obviously to mimic the Lexus logo. And then you guys can see with the LED headlamps, those also look cool. And then we do have LED fog lights here at the bottom as well. Parking sensors integrated throughout the front end. And speaking of front end, pretty interesting. So we got the Lexus logo there in the center, and I said this in my initial review of this car, the front end kind of looks like a beluga whale. Like the nose of that, it looks like a beluga whale forehead. It seriously does. But anyways, when you put it all together, I actually am a fan of the styling. I think this looks better than the previous version of the RX. Come around the side here, our tire wheel setup is 235/50/21 in the front and over in the rear as well. And then you guys can see with the coloration, metallic gray, which I think looks great. And by the way, there's like a million spokes in that wheel. We've got these nice body painted fender flares here on the side, and then notice with the mirror also body painted. And then you guys can see the door handles, how it's black there on the top and the bottom, but then silver in the center. And then putting it all together, you guys can see that the front end obviously looks significantly different, but then when you kind of go to the back end, especially like that portion right there, that looks pretty similar to the previous version of the RX. And I like how you've got like the chrome strip that goes around. Now popping around the back here, we've got our unlock function or lock function, the opening here for the hatch, and then you can see the Lexus logo there on the back. And well, speaking of that opening for the hatch, we'll hold that down and it'll pop it right open. Well, now that we're in the back here of the RX, you guys can see with the Lexus covering here in the back, and then if I actually lift that up, you can see we've got a spare tire underneath. But this is one of the big benefits of the RX is you've got plenty of storage space here in the rear. And by the way, when you're all done, just press that button right there, and that will lower the hatch right back down. Now the taillights here are very intricate with the new RX. You guys can see that's where it starts to look like the Lexus checkmark. But then it's a light bar just like the new NX, and then you can see the new style of Lexus logo. I think that actually looks really sharp. And then we've got our RX 350 badge, parking sensors here at the bottom, and then we even have a receiver hitch. But putting it all together, they've basically taken the RX and they've made it look more modern, and I think that it works. Again, seeing it in person, it looks a lot better than the photos. Now taking a look at the door panel here in the back, you guys can see we've got a sunshade here in the rear, and notice with the trim here at the top, I love the design of it, and then it goes into the Mark Levinson sound system, which by the way, really good sound system. And then notice it's white down below that, and then we've got more black padding right here, and then you guys can see the stitching. Now this has the new electronic door handles. You guys probably saw it with me opening the door. So you press it to open it. In an emergency, you can pull this back twice, and then that will open it mechanically. And then you guys can see the window control right there. Now with the seats, they're actually pretty cool. So perforated leather here in the center portion, and then you guys can see like the suede inserts. And yes, we got that cool pattern there at the top of the seat as well. Legroom here in the back is really solid. We've got a little storage pocket right here, and then you guys can see some vents here in the back, USB action, and then we also have heated and ventilated seats here in the rear and our own climate zone as well. And then headroom back here is also great. And this has a cup holder armrest. Now taking a look at the front door panel here, you guys can see the design at the top, and then you can see it's white down below, and then again black down below that with the stitching. Same door handle situation. We've got all of our window controls, mirror adjustments, which the mirrors do power fold in, and here's a closer look at that whole setup right there. And they also have blind spot monitoring. Now with the front seat, you guys can see again, same design as the rear with the perforated leather, and then you got the cool inserts here on the sides, and then you can see down below. And by the way, these seats are very comfortable. And we do have all of our power adjustments here on the side, and then of course you get your Lexus logo right there as well. Now we've got the gas cap release, and then also the opening for the hatch, and then you guys can see the memory seat function up above that, and the steering wheel is power adjustable. Now taking a look at the steering wheel, you guys can see really nice leather trim all around, and then you can probably see these little like black inserts. That's actually wood trim that they've kind of like just inserted in the steering wheel. It's very, very weird. Anyways, paddle shifters here on the back, which I have not used once driving this vehicle for the week. Anyways, we've got this like whole control panel here. We'll kind of talk about these controls a little bit later. There's another one on the other side. Notice we got our volume controls, we got our adaptive cruise control as well. And then aside from that, we also have our light stock on the back and then our windshield wiper stock. So we've got the center gauge cluster here, which is really user-friendly. You guys can see what my average fuel economy has been, 32.1 miles per gallon. Right now we're in the EV mode, which is obviously the mode you want to be in so you can save the most amount of gas money. But we do have some more modes we can go into. You guys can see that little tree mode right there. That's kind of like your, I guess, like off-road mode. And there is an EV mode, which is funny because it says EV mode unavailable right now, but we're also in EV mode, so I don't know. I almost forgot one more drive mode. So we are in normal mode right now, but I can also, if I do this right, I can also put it into sport mode. You guys can see it gets red and aggressive. Now, if you're wondering how I changed that drive mode, it all has to deal with this heads-up display thing. So you guys can see this is where I can control stuff like the voice command controls, phone controls, all of that. And then the other side, drive mode select. This is also where you control the cruise control when you set that. And I'm just gonna say this right now. Yes, you can kind of get used to the system, but like it's kind of finicky, and half the time I hit the wrong button when I'm trying to like change something. And so I wish that, yeah, there wasn't so much in the heads-up display. It's cool though. Now we do have a really good 360 camera system, so backup camera, you can see with trajectory lines that turn with the steering wheel, and then you got that bird's eye view as well. And then if I put it into park and press the camera button, you guys can see this view comes up. But my favorite thing is going from reverse down to drive, because then it gives me like a front view. So good camera system. As for the rest of the screen, this is Lexus/Toyota's new unit, and I'd have to say that response time is pretty good. It's easy enough to use. You've got easy access to the climate stuff here at the bottom, so you've got heated and cooled seats. You can set them to auto, by the way, the seats and the regular climate. And so I'd have to say, you know, works pretty dang well. We also have our parking assist here. That's for your camera view, and then lots of vent action. We do have some storage space just up above, like right there. Some USBs, and then got this wood paneling that covers up the wireless phone charging pad area, some USBs, more storage. Shifter, which is, yeah, kind of strange. The cup holder, you can push it down, basically, so then you can fit a bigger cup. And then we've got a bunch of controls in this area. So you got your auto hold, EV mode, parking brake. That's for your like off-road mode, and then your stability control. And then center console, it's big. It's a normal center console. It's got nice padding though. I like how the trim here from the door panel goes onto the dash, that's suede, how it continues. And we do have some nice wood trim here at the top of the dash, and then it's padded right there. And then here's a quick look at the glove box, which is lined with felt. Now this also does come with the camera mirror, which you guys know, big fan of that. And then we do have a full panoramic sunroof. And I do want to mention, we got like a nice cloth headliner here. Now for the RX 350h, this starts at just under $50,000 before options, but after you add options and packages and all that stuff, you can easily get this to over $60,000. Let's drive it. Well, let's talk about visibility before we set off. Here's your visibility over the hood. Both the mirrors do have blind spot monitoring. Then throughout the rest of the rear, and shifter gets me every time. Let's set off. So this has been my tester for the week, and you know, I will say it's a very comfortable vehicle to drive. Like on the highway, super comfortable with the suspension. It's quiet as well. The seat comfort's really good, and so like as a luxury car, this is a really good luxury car. I think they've done a great job from that side of things. And then as a good fuel economy car, I mean, you guys can see what I've been actually averaging, so a little bit less than what Lexus states for combined rating, but it's also winter and I'm at like almost 5,000 feet elevation, so you know, it's okay. I expect some cars to not have as good of, you know, fuel economy performance given the situation. But acceleration, yeah, it's not a rocket ship. You guys heard the power figures, and so, you know, I will say, like off the line, like most hybrids, it, you know, it gets up and moves at a very decent pace. But with that being said, it's, you know, at the top end, it's not necessarily the quickest. But again, that's not why you buy the RX. You buy the RX because it's comfortable and because it's really fuel efficient and it does a good job with that. But I do want to talk about some gripes that I have, little gripes. So first off, wireless phone charging pad, it's down here, which is fine because it holds your phone, but also like you can't see your phone, so like it's like, I don't know, I understand you're not supposed to be texting and driving, but still it's nice to be able to like see your screen. So obviously you can have everything connected with the infotainment system if you need to use it, but I don't know, that's just a little thing. It's honestly not a big deal. Electronic door handles, absolutely hate them. I don't understand why Lexus is doing it. They do it with the NX and they have it with the RX now. I'm hoping they go to regular door handles after this, because like, I just don't get it. It's like like Lexus and Toyota are known for reliability, right? And this is something that is for sure not going to be as reliable as a regular door handle. Come on. So like, I don't know. I think it's superfluous. I don't think they should do it. The shifter's a little bit funky. And then the biggest thing, frankly, like all those things are minimal. Like for me, they wouldn't be a deal breaker. Like I'd still buy the car despite those. The thing that frustrates me though a lot is the heads-up display. Like I like heads-up displays. I'm okay that it has a heads-up display, but I hate the fact that there is so much built into the heads-up display. Like to do the cruise control, heads-up display, to change the drive mode, heads-up display, just everything is heads-up display. And so like, I don't know. I wish that they didn't do that. I wish that it was, I don't know, a little bit more, I'm trying to think of the word, like user-friendly. Like I wish there's more physical buttons. I wish that I basically just wish that. Other than that though, I think it's a great fuel efficient luxury car, and I think that if you come in with the right expectation that you're buying a car that's just very comfortable and very fuel efficient, and you're not expecting like insanely performance like driving and all that kind of stuff, that's what this will give you. Obviously they have the more performance oriented versions of the RX, like the 500h, which I'll review that in the near future. So if that's what you want, then you go up to that. But if you want the, I guess, more affordable fuel efficient version, that's where this 350h kind of stands in the lineup. And I think this will probably be the most popular alongside the regular 350. But let me know what you guys think about the RX.